So this video, it's going to be a heavy one, right? It has lots of information and, right? Stick with me because I know it's going to give you lots of answers that you've been looking for. So I'm going to talk about dysautonomia. What is that? What causes it? And how this could be the cause of many of your kiddos' struggles. So let's dive in. We're going to start with the autonomic nervous system. And this is responsible for controlling and coordinating every single function in your body. It's the automatic part of the nervous system. So it controls the things that are happening in your body that we're not conscious about. Dysautonomia is when the autonomic nervous system is disorganized and imbalanced. Now, the autonomic nervous system has two sides. The fight or flight side, which we call the gas pedal. This is stress, tension, and anxiety. Then there's relaxation side. We call the brake pedal, which is calm, rest, and emotional regulation. When the autonomic nervous system is healthy and functioning accordingly, there is balance between the two sides, right? It moves back and forth as you need it. It will move from fight or flight to relaxation. It moves from gas pedal to brake pedal and then back again, depending on what you're experiencing at that moment. But when it's stuck over here, when the gas pedal is stuck on, it will affect other systems in your body, causing conditions like anxiety, depression, ADHD, gut issues, fatigue, brain fog, and sleep disturbances. It affects a lot of other systems, and this is why addressing dysautonomia is so crucial for having health and well-being. So I'm going to go over the main 4 functions and systems that are affected when there is dysautonomia. The first one is the gut. The motility in the gut will decrease. This means that things are not moving as they're supposed to. In babies, it looks like reflux and colic. In older kids, it may look like chronic stomach aches, nausea, and constipation. Okay? Next is the immune system. This is very connected to the gut, right? We have all heard about the gut-brain connection and how important it is to keep it healthy, right? So, well, the autonomic nervous system has a lot to do with it. So when there is dysautonomia, it can lead to decreased movement in the gut, which increases mucus and secretions and creates a higher risk of respiratory and immune congestion. So eventually, this can turn into ear infections, sinus infections, chronic strep infections, and then into even more serious conditions like PANDAS, asthma, allergies, pneumonia. When this is happening, you will notice that your kid gets sick, but they just can't get rid of it, right? Just prolongs itself. Now, dysautonomia can also lead to mental and emotional challenges. It has been linked to ADHD, OCD, and anxiety because the autonomic nervous system also controls mood, memory, emotional regulation, depression, and focus. It can affect everyone from children to adults, and one of the most common symptoms is exhaustion. So you will see that they are kind of like wound up, but at the same time, they're burnt out, right? This is the kid that is super tired but can't go to bed. And the fourth system it affects is the motor system. So when you're stuck in the sympathetic fight or flight, the gas pedal side, you will get spasms, tension, neck pain, back pain, headaches, migraines, and even feel weak, okay? So now what causes dysautonomia? Well, it's called subluxation. Simply put, subluxation means stress stuck on, right? Stress stuck on the nervous system. Now, let's break it down a little bit. Subluxation has 3 components. The misalignment that happens in the spine, followed by the fixation and tension, which results in neurological interference and imbalance. The first two make up the biomechanical elements But it's really the third component that causes all the trouble. It's the neurological imbalance caused by the misalignment and the fixation of the spine and neck. Okay? The number one thing that keeps the brain and the nervous system active and functioning at high levels is the stimulation from movement. This is called proprioception. When there is subluxation, there is misalignment and fixation, causing a decrease of proprioceptive input that goes into the brain and nervous system because there is no movement, right? Or lack of it, which in turn allows excessive nociception to get in. So nociception is the nauseous and stressful stimuli that turns on the sympathetic fight or flight mode, which is dysautonomia, right? The spine has by far the highest amount of proprioceptors in the body, mostly in the upper neck, which makes it super sensitive to any physical injury that will cause misalignment and tension. And when we're holding a baby, right, we all know that the most important thing to protect is what, right? The neck. So we always hear, make sure you hold the head. But unfortunately, everyday factors like birth trauma and staring at phones can lead to subluxations and neck injury. Now, most children have a significant subluxation in their neck and the upper cervical brainstem region from birth trauma, forceps, vacuum, C-sections, and inductions, right? These physical traumas, they cause misalignment, which leads to fixation and tension, and then to the neurological imbalance or dysautonomia, right? That is the sequence of subluxation. So simply put, subluxation causes an increase of sympathetic fight or flight response, which we call the gas pedal. So as a subluxated child with sensory issues, they may have meltdowns in the store, they get very easily overwhelmed, and they struggle with things like brushing their teeth or even their hair. And this happens because the child is stuck in fight or flight mode. Now, it doesn't stop here. At the same time, subluxation causes too little parasympathetic or vagus nerve function, okay? The vagus nerve, it regulates so many things. It regulates our heart rate, breathing, digestion, our immune system, inflammation, and even our sleep quality. It also helps to focus our emotions, socialization, and communication. Big word for me. So a subluxated child may also have difficulty relaxing, calming down, and regulating their body functions. I know, this has been a lot. So the one thing that you need to remember is that subluxation means stress stuck on. And when that stress is stuck on, it shifts the nervous system into the fight or flight mode. This is why it's so important to identify and treat subluxation in children through neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care. Okay? So for us, the first step is to see if your child has dysautonomia caused by subluxations. And we do this by using our advanced insight scanning technology. So we use thermal, we use EMG, we use the heart rate variability scans to locate, quantify, and measure the extent of the subluxations. And once we have all that information, then we can create a specific personalized plan to correct subluxation and restore balance to your child's nervous system. All right. So if you have any questions, you can message me or you can call me. Okay. I am here to help you. All right. So I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.